Welcome back to the Daily Move. This is part of the 4-week mobility challenge. This is week 4, day 1. There's a few objects that you're going to need for today's workout. So you're going to need something like a lid or something so that you can just make sure that your palm is always facing the ceiling, a chin-up bar if you have it, a tennis ball, and a light to medium resistance band, one of those long oval ones. So grab what you need. We're going to start on the floor. So we're going to be lying on our stomachs, arms are out, and we're going to start rotating our body to start feeling a stretch into our chest muscle here. Holding for a few seconds before switching sides. So yes, we're creating a spinal rotation here, but our emphasis is more on opening that shoulder up. So take your time and find that chest stretch. Sometimes you kind of have to move around to find that tension. Nothing should feel pinchy in this position. If it does, roll yourself out and find a different position. You can play with putting your arm in different positions or how you're rolling onto it. So finish up your last repetitions here. Just make sure that it's even on both sides. And next we're going to go into a dolphin plank. So you're going to want to be onto your hands and knees, or rather onto your forearms. And what you're going to do is you're going to push your hips up towards the ceiling, and then you want to push your chest through your arms there, holding for a few seconds before resetting. We're going to go back and forth here between 6 and 8 times, and then you're going to flip over and sit on your butt. Alright, so now you're going to flip on over, hands are behind you, and you want to drag your bum towards your heels to feel a stretch into your pec and into your biceps. Next, you want to flip back over. We're going to go back into those plank dolphins. Seeing if we can get any more range now that it's opened up. And then flip back over onto your butt and stretch out those shoulders. You can try a different hand position if you want. So next you're going to flip your hands over so the palm of your hand is facing the ceiling. And then you want a nice tall chest as you start inching towards your glutes, feeling a nice stretch into your bicep and into your pec. Never forcing anything. This is quite the vulnerable position. But you want enough where you're feeling that tension and breathing through it, letting it melt. If you find that sensation starts to disappear, that's perfect. All you're going to do is just move deeper into that stretch. Okay, you're going to want to start slowly coming out of that position, taking your time. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do some arm circles up against the wall going into that windmill. So standing nice and tall, either back towards the wall or you can face the wall, your choice. You're going to let that arm swing down so that you rotate in the opposite direction. And then you're going to repeat that going into the opposite way again. Just going back and forth here. Just warming up the shoulders a little bit more and warming up that spine. We have done this in a previous video, so again, your choice if you want to have your back on the wall or start facing forward, whichever one that you prefer. So keep rotating from side to side. I'm just letting you know what's up next. You're going to need that lid. Last week we were on all fours as we tried to create those teacup figure eights. We're going to repeat that again, but in a standing position. So grab your lid, and what you're going to do is you're going to reach forward, and then as you reach forward, you're going to bend the elbow so that it starts spinning back towards your head. You're going to start twisting that shoulder back so that it's kind of like you're putting a hat on top of your head. And then you're going to take your hand down in front of your face, straightening out that elbow eventually. Bending the elbow, letting those fingertips come to graze the side of your body, and then back to the starting position. Once you've done 3 repetitions on one side, you're going to repeat 3 repetitions on the other side. I find once you get into a flow of this, it actually becomes quite meditative just to go into this flow. Just feeling that shoulder connection with your spine and just having that awareness piece of how to keep that palm always facing up towards the ceiling. Once you've done 3 repetitions here, we're going to reverse the direction. So what we're going to do is let that elbow lead. So starting with that arm straight out in front of you, you're going to pull so that that elbow slides next to your body. Once your elbow is in that full extension, you're going to start twisting so that your fingers start grazing the side of your body there. As you create that turn, your palm is still facing the ceiling. You're going to rotate that shoulder forward, straightening out that elbow. You're going to take that shoulder, downwardly rotate it so that you can get your hand above your head, bending that elbow again and coming and back to that starting position. And the more times you practice it, the smoother it's going to get. Even myself, every time I do it, I just refine it a little bit more. All right, finish up your third repetition there. You're going to need that chin-up bar or anything to hang off of. So, your choice. You can just do a dead hang here. It feels great just to relax there. Or you can do a scapular chin-up. And what I mean by that is you see my elbows are straight. And then I'm retracting my shoulder blades down. So all of a sudden you see length there. All of a sudden my neck looks longer. And then I'm relaxing. So I'm doing this in a set of 5 seconds. So 5 seconds up, 5 seconds down. But your choice. You can do the scapular chin-ups if you want. Or you can hang in a dead hang. So next you're gonna grab a bar or put your hands behind your back there. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull your chest forward, feeling a nice stretch again into those biceps and into the chest. Playing around with different positions so that you feel the stretch. We're gonna hang out here for a few seconds. And then you'll want a door frame or a corner of a wall to get into the chest stretch next. So you can see my arms are in W shape there. I'm sinking forward, feeling a nice stretch into my pec, and then pushing to come back out of it and repeating. So next you're gonna have your elbow up so that your elbow bone is in line with your shoulder, and you want your forearm resting against something solid. You're then going to externally rotate so your humerus bone is gonna turn backwards. Be mindful as you do this that you're not gaining more range from either your neck or your back. So tighten your abs and then allow that arm to go backwards. We're gonna do 6 on one side and then 6 on the opposite side. Next, you're gonna need that resistance band. Light to medium light. You're gonna grab it with your hand, you're gonna lean back, and then you're gonna turn your arm in and out. This puts a lot of nice traction into that shoulder socket. And now you're gonna get your whole body involved. So as I turn in, my whole body is actually gonna turn with it. Switching sides here, we're going to just start with that arm rotating in and out. Once you've done 6 repetitions of that, that's when you can get your body involved. Again, a little bit of improv here, just wherever you feel that kind of stretchy sensation, whatever feels good here. Afterwards, we're going to keep this band here and we're going to get into the bicep and pec. So now we want to face away from the band. And we're going to do the same thing. So it's hard to see my arm here. It's kind of out of the frame, but I'm turning my arm in and out while rotating my body away from where that anchoring point of that band is. And switching sides, doing the same thing. So still using the band, you're gonna have your arm behind your back with the band around the wrist. And then what I'm doing here is I'm lunging to sink down so that the band puts tension onto my wrist to start pulling it upwards, to start feeling a stretch into your shoulder there. And we're going to do the same thing with the opposite arm now. So again, get your hand into that strap and then sink down into a lunge to start feeling a stretch into that shoulder. So next we're going to go into a lat stretch here. So I'm reaching across my body there with my arm, and then I'm trying to pull the rest of my body away from where the anchor point of my arm is to feel a nice stretch into the side body there. We're going to repeat the same thing on the opposite side. So next we're going to go back to the chin-up bar, but I want you to watch my spine here first. So here's my ribs, and you can see I'm using my ab muscles to bring my ribs down. So we want to do the same thing hanging off a chin-up bar. So you can see here I'm pushing my ribs down for my legs to start moving forward, and then I'm relaxing off the tension. So I'm not kicking my legs up, but rather I'm using my muscles in my abdomen in order to push the ribs down to create that hollow body and then relaxing out of it. Repeating this 5 to 6 times. So continue with your repetitions here. You are going to need that tennis ball next. So we're going to be on our hands and knees here, and we're going to create a bear crawl. So opposite hand, opposite leg, move forward. But now we're going to try to do it with a ball toss. So we're going to toss it and try to grab it with the hands and continue with that crawling motion. Again, this is the first time you've ever done this, so just be patient with yourself. It takes a second or two to start learning how to make this motion happen. And just have fun with it. This is our last movement of the day, so that's going to wrap it up for today. Please like, subscribe, and share with a friend. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.